This Commonwealth country is actually the world's second largest. Most of that land area, however, is complete wilderness. That is certainly one of the draws of Canada, the utterly vast expanses of nature to really and truly get lost in. Its national parks are truly massive, offering picture-perfect vistas. Mountaineering, hiking, boating, swimming, cycling, there's a lot of rewards here if you're a fan of the great outdoors. Spot grizzly bears in Banff National Park, hit the powdered slopes of Whistler, or taste your way through some of Vancouver's freshest wild salmon. There's something in Canada for everyone. Number 10. Calgary. The largest city in Alberta, Calgary is situated between the Canadian prairies and the foothills of the Canadian Rockies. After oil was discovered nearby in the early 1900s, Calgary boomed into what is now one of Canada's largest metropolitan areas, attracting thousands every year to its world-famous rodeo event, the Calgary Stampede. While Calgary is comprised of several neighborhoods, the downtown core is where the commercial, entertainment and shopping districts are located. Stephen Avenue Walk and Barclay Mall are two popular pedestrian zones. Number 9. Ottawa. Located at the meeting point of three rivers, Ottawa is Canada's capital city, home to the sixth largest population in the country, and growing. Unusually, the city is bilingual. Don't be surprised to hear people speaking a mix of English and French, both are first languages here. Previously known as Bytown, Ottawa was once a lumber town, with many mills built along the Ottawa River in the middle of the 19th century. Today, it's a beautiful green city filled with blissful parks and waterways. Biking is popular in the summer months, and these trails are converted to ski trails come winter. Running right through the heart of the city, the Rideau Canal is a must-visit. In winter, the canal becomes the world's largest ice skating ring. Number 8. Whistler. Thanks to a couple of spectacular mountains called Whistler and Blackham, the Whistler Resort is the largest and most famous alpine ski destination in North America. Located in the Coast Mountains of British Columbia in Western Canada, Whistler is a 2-hour trip from Vancouver along Canada's most scenic drive, the Sea-to-Sky Highway. At the base of the two mountains are three quaint villages, Whistler Village, Creekside and Upper Village. The Peak 2 Peak gondola transports visitors from the villages to the mountains. Number 7. Vancouver Island. Vancouver Island, named after the British explorer George Vancouver, is the largest island off the west coast of the North American continent. Surrounded by the waters of the Pacific, it's a truly photogenic island filled with glistening lakes, impressive waterfalls, magical fjords, and glacial mountains that are popularly explored by hikers. Outdoorsy travelers are attracted by the weather. It has the mildest climate in Canada. The island is best known for the gorgeous Butchart Gardens, the surf town of Tofino and the wilderness in the north, where one can catch a ferry to Prince Rupert and another to Alaska from there. Vancouver Island is also a wildlife hotspot. Number 6. Quebec City. Quebec City may be the capital of the Quebec province in eastern Canada, but its French heritage, architecture and language make it appear more like a charming European village. Perched on a hill overlooking the St. Lawrence River is Vieux-Quebec, the city's historic district, which is the only North American city still retaining its original walls. A walk along the cobblestone streets of the Old City offers encounters with old buildings like the Citadel and historic sites like the Place Royale, the area where explorer Samuel de Champlain established the first North American French settlement. Cafes, shops and bars are peppered throughout the Old City. Number 5. Toronto. The sprawling city of Toronto is the most densely populated city in Canada, with nearly 3 million residents. Located on the shores of Lake Ontario, Toronto forms part of the Golden Horseshoe region, which encompasses the area from the lake to Niagara Falls. As the provincial capital of the Ontario province, Toronto is also one of the most multicultural cities in the world, with just shy of 100 ethnic communities calling it home. It's one of the only places in Canada where more than half of the residents were not born in the country. But it's this melting pot that makes Toronto what it is. Some of the street signs are written in different languages, and diverse neighborhoods have their own distinctive cuisine. Number 4. Montreal. Montreal is the second largest city in the Quebec province, located where the St. Lawrence and Ottawa rivers meet. Montreal is Canada's capital of culture. It's also one of the most diverse, energetic, welcoming, and forward-thinking cities in North America, with modern street art, an energetic breed of musicians, and a great party scene in its newer parts. While English is spoken, it's not the most common language. It's actually the second largest city in the world to speak French as a first language outside of France. So it's easy to see why it's earned its nickname as the Paris of North America. Number 3. Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is a series of 3 awe-inspiring waterfalls situated on the border of Canada's Ontario and the United States' New York. The Ontario side of the falls is called Horseshoe Falls and offers the best views and most attractions. The immediate area surrounding the falls is a premier tourist spot teeming in observation towers, restaurants, souvenir shops, casinos, and high-rise hotels. Its sister city in New York is known as the honeymoon capital of the world, and one of the only places where you can get a marriage license without a waiting period. Those looking for both romance and adventure will find it here, with a long list of exciting things to see and do. Number 2. Vancouver. The massive city of Vancouver is one of the largest in Canada. Located in southwestern British Columbia, it's a famous foodie hotspot, especially for seafood, like its celebrated freshly caught prawns and wild salmon. Because of its melting pot of cultures, you'll find no shortage of mixed cuisine here, making dining out one of the city's simple, but by no means underrated, pleasures. Vancouver's star attraction is Stanley Park. Covering 1,000 acres of woodlands, gardens, and green spaces, this park features an aquarium, water park, and the picturesque seawall. Some of Vancouver's other top sites include Granville Island's remarkable food market and Canada Place's waterfront complex housing the Vancouver Convention Centre. One of Vancouver's most popular neighborhood is Chinatown with its vibrant array of shops, restaurants, and stunning gardens. Number 1. Banff National Park. Tucked away in the Canadian Rockies, Banff National Park is the oldest national park in Canada, and also one of its largest. Because of its sheer size and remote location, many people are drawn to this untouched piece of the globe for the isolation alone. Outside of Banff and Lake Louise, the park's 2 points of civilization, that is. There are 2 popular routes through the park, but it doesn't matter too much which you choose. Both are filled with jaw-dropping scenery, from glistening multicolored lakes and dramatic canyons to beautiful viewpoints and majestic waterfalls. Whether you have your own car is not important, as shuttles service most of the key attractions in the park. Subscribe my channel to watch more.